anomaly, something that deviates from what is standard, normal, or expected. At a time of oversaturation of franchise films, sequels, and prequels, it's often the quieter films that have the most to say. This movie was brought to us by the mind of Charlie Kaufman, and if you know anything about his weird ass, you would know that he brought us some of the most bizarre and unique films of the last few years, and has worked with directors like Spike Jonze and Michel Gondry. Not to mention he wrote one of my favorite films of all time, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. However, the movie this time around is Anomalisa, and I think it's not only one of the best films of 2015, but I dare say it is the best film of 2015. Not too many people saw it, and it might not have been for lack of interest, it just had a very limited release. When I saw it, it was only playing in like 2 theaters. I think now it has a wider release, so if you're at all interested in the movie, then go watch it. I'm not going to spoil too much, but I am going to be saying some plot points and themes, so if you want to go watch this without knowing anything, then stop watching this. Okay, for those of you still listening, let me just flat out tell you, this is an animated, stop-motion, R-rated film. I know, right? That's so bizarre, dude. It's like, I thought animation was for kids. You know, silly cartoons. Unfortunately, there is a stigma going on where people see animated films as something only made for kids. Where they fail to realize is that animation is just another medium to tell a story. It's not exactly made for kids. The vast majority of animated films are for kids, but that doesn't mean that it's only exclusive towards kids. And in this story, we follow Michael Stone, a man pretty much going through a midlife crisis, and dude, it hit this guy really fucking hard. This guy is absolutely devoid of any sense of happiness or excitement in his life. It's getting to the point where everyone around him looks and sounds the same. The fact that he feels so empty is even more ironic since he's a motivational speaker for people in the service industry. He's staying at a hotel for a night, and here's where we learn about Michael, about his past, and about what he might want in the future. Michael is a pretty interesting character. He's sort of this man who is desperate for anyone to pick him up from his depression. He is voiced by David Thewlis, and I gotta give him props for making Michael very sympathetic. The way he's written and the way he acts sometimes can really make him seem like an asshole. But Thewlis plays him with a certain bit of desperation and emptiness. When he speaks, it really sounds like this is the last straw for him. He always seems like he's about to break down at any moment. Luckily, he is able to keep it together long enough for him to meet Lisa. Lisa being this new voice, a new light in Michael's bleak life. Lisa is voiced by Jennifer Jason Leigh. Now, I saw this movie a week after I saw The Hateful Eight. And in The Hateful Eight, she plays one of the most detestable characters in the entire movie. And for me to get a completely different reaction to this character is very impressive. Here she plays a more vulnerable character, someone who's just as lost as Michael. When it comes to voice acting in this movie, it is at the top of its game. However, as good as David Thewlis and Jennifer Jason Leigh were, the person that really impressed me was Tom Noonan. While Jennifer and David really had to put themselves out there to play these two messed up characters, Tom Noonan had to play everyone else. And I mean everyone. Whether they were a man, woman, or child. It's really impressive because he's not altering his voice too much. He differentiates between people from the way they speak. When he's a woman, he has a bit of femininity in his voice, or when he's a child, he's a little bit more bratty. It's a very impressive feat, and he has my utmost respect. The conversations between these characters feel so real, especially whenever Michael and Lisa are on screen. Charlie Kaufman has this talent of writing dialogue that seems so genuine, like a conversation you had at some point in your life. Plus, with these actors acting their asses off, well, that just makes it even better. Charlie Kaufman is easily one of my favorite writers of all time, and someone who I probably rip off constantly in things that I probably want to write. Stop motion is probably one of the most tedious styles of animation, and whenever someone can pull it off, you know that they took a lot of time and a lot of love went into it. The frame rate from what I can remember did get a little choppy sometimes, but honestly that's just a nitpick, especially since the rest of the movie looks absolutely incredible, with all the amount of details in every location and every single item that's had to be designed and made. The lighting is also fantastic, really capturing this very warm glow to the movie. The editing is also pretty good, and they do some really creative things towards the end, which was a lot of fun.
I come home in the morning light. My mother says, when you gonna live your life right? Oh, mother dear, we're not the fortunate ones, and girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have fun. Some boys take a beautiful girl and hide her away from the rest of the world. I wanna be the one to walk in the sun, and girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have...
The music here is composed by Carter Burwell, and man, I'm a sucker for this type of stuff. A lot of piano and some horns. There's also this one moment where a character sings, and it may be one of the only few times where I really liked a moment like that. I've been listening to the soundtrack the entire time while I was writing this review, and I gotta say, it is just wonderful. This movie is not fast-paced at all. In fact, it's very slow, so if you're bored with slow-paced movies, then this is not for you. This movie really likes to take its time with setting up the tone and characters, and even once you get past that, it's still very slow, and it's still a movie about people having conversations. Okay, to wrap things up, if you're looking for something a little more conventional, then don't see this movie. We are essentially just dropped into a very small moment in this man's life. We see him try to grasp for something to change in his life, but ultimately falls into something everyone is scared of: disappointment. If I have one problem with this movie, is that it leaves me with a bit of a cold feeling, this empty feeling, but I guess that might have actually been the point. Please, if you have some spare time and can manage to find a theater that's even playing this, then go watch it. It already got nominated for an Oscar, and well, I don't think it's gonna win. Does it deserve to win? Yes. Is it gonna win? Probably not. And if you have seen it, then let me know. What did you think about it? Maybe you didn't think it was that great, or maybe you just think I'm talking out of my ass. Either way, it's fine. Thanks for watching, and till next time.